years of strength, will, and desire, building a future for me and you. Let's get inspired and shine the spotlight on the CUSW. Hello, and welcome to the CUSW Spotlight Podcast, brought to you by the Canadian Union of Skilled Workers, established in 1999. CUSW has been empowering its members and shaping the future of skilled trades for over 25 years. In this podcast, we shine a spotlight on the people, stories, and values that make CUSW a strong and dynamic community. It's an exciting time to be part of this union, and we're here to celebrate the journey, achievements, and dedication of skilled workers. So turn up the volume and let's get started. Here's your host for the CUSW Spotlight Podcast, Mr. Dan Plexman.
Welcome to the CUSW Spotlight Podcast, where we shine the spotlight on the members who make a difference in our union and our workplaces. Today, we're going to be shining the spotlight on one of the most critical roles within our union and our workplaces, and that is the role of health, safety, and wellness representatives. David Aviles is a joint health and safety representative with CUSW at Hydro One. He's also the chair of the CUSW Health, Safety, and Wellness Committee. David and I have worked hand in hand quite often since 2020, I believe, when we first met at one of our safety conferences. And ever since then, it's been nose to the grindstone. And I see the work that this guy puts in, and truly, he's a real benefit to our cause. Hey, David, how's it going today? Thanks for joining us on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me on the show. I'm doing awesome today, for sure. Yeah. Dímelo.
Right on. Thanks for being on the show again, Dave. I really appreciate it. To help the listeners get a personal feel and to understand who you are, can you shed some light on who you are before you joined the CUSW and some of your experiences before you joined our union?
Yeah. So, hola, toda la gente.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo está? I'm David Aviles. I reside in Newcastle, Ontario. I started really young in the construction business. I was probably between 12 to 16 years old when I started helping my dad in roofing. At 19 years old, we started our own business, and I was in construction since then. I knew at some point I had to save my knees, and I asked my dad, did he know an electrician or a plumber? At the time, he was in physio, and we bumped into the gentleman's name is Prospero, and who introduced me to CUSW.
Was your dad at physio for his knee issues?
I think, it was knees and his back. It was more, I think it's more his back.
Yeah, typical roofer injuries combined over years of exposure, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I took my first call. I did not know where I was going, but I drove 3 hours and I ended up at Bruce County in the middle of January, I believe. First time I ever put snow tires on my car as well.
So I'm assuming you're always working in the city with your dad doing roofing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where my venture started.
So for 18 years before CUSW, you were a dedicated roofer running your own roofing company with your dad.
Yeah.
Wow. That's such a hard job. I've done a few roofs over my lifetime, paid and not paid. And either way, it's backbreaking. That's for sure.
Yeah. I got really good. I was able to put 2 bundles on my shoulder at one time, right? So
and then climb the ladder.
climb the ladder, right?
Yeah, man. Well, that doesn't surprise me. I see how you're dedicated and your work ethic. It just totally makes sense. So we're all very lucky to have you on board. That's for sure.
Thanks, Dan.
Okay. All right. We'll get into a little bit more here. What first motivated you to become a health, safety, and wellness representative with CUSW?
Personally, I genuinely believe that safety is one of the most powerful ways we can make a lasting difference in people's lives. Um, There are names that pop up when I reflect on what motivated me. I was well represented at the Bruce by Tom McLean as my chief steward. I also have Bob Hamilton as my main JHSC health and safety rep. And then when I moved over to Hydro One, I had Paul Wynn and Carl Mohan as my union reps. Well-spoken people and not shy to speak up.
When did this role start for you? How long have you been in this role? And what was it like when you first started?
I've been in the role since 2020. For sure felt nervous to fill some big shoes. At the time, Carl Mohan had been health and safety for many years. I did have confidence in my abilities to be successful. I had my coworkers and past reps who I would reach out to get advice. My 18 years of experience in construction was also pretty deep before I took on this role.
That's pretty cool for you to say that you were in this position starting in 2020, because that's when we first met. And I just assumed you were in this role for a few years already because of your confidence and your knowledge on everything. So you really got to give yourself a pat on the back, David. You're doing a very good job just right from the beginning.
Thanks, Danny boy.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. No problem. For the members who don't really know what a health, safety, and wellness representative does, can you explain the role a little bit to everybody at home?
Well, a safety rep is to be a catalyst for positive safety culture, setting the tone to be a good safety role model. There are lot of inspections you got to do, JHSC meetings, investigating incidents and injuries, uh, being available for calls from members who have concerns, touching base with other reps on other zones, mentoring our health and safety reps. And behind the scenes, there's a lot of work with WSIB as well.
In my mind, it seems like a representative is someone who speaks for somebody. You're the voice for the worker. Can you explain a little bit how you act as this voice on site with the workers, for the workers?
Yeah, I didn't know I was going to be a professional scriber. Document document all hazards, reporting through our workplace inspections, using our platform on the Joint Health Safety Committee. I spark conversations that matter and addressing issues with tangible solutions.
Okay. Walk us through what happens when a member brings a safety concern to you. What's that process look like?
Yeah, this is key and pretty much straight from the OSHA regulations, right? So I would say you report the concern immediately to the supervisor or employer. If the worker believes the work is unsafe, they have the right to refuse unsafe work under Section 43 of the Occupational Health and Safety Act. And finally, the worker must remain in a safe location while the issue is investigated.
So I can see that as we go to work, our work lives affect our personal lives affect our work lives. Everything's always intertwined here. Can you give the audience at home a little bit of insight on how this role as a safety rep has affected you personally or professionally?
That's a really good question there, Dan.
That's
I,
why I asked it.
yeah, I had to
Just
put a
kidding.
lot of thought on this one. But being honest, I feel like I have a sixth sense now. Professionally, it sharpened my awareness. I no longer just see tasks. I see risk, behavior, culture, and the small warning signs others might overlook. It made me more proactive instead of reactive. I started asking better questions, listening more carefully, and thinking two steps ahead. But personally, the changes was deeper. It made me more conscious. not just at work, but everywhere. I notice hazards in everyday life. I think more about consequences. I value preparation more. And most importantly, I've developed a stronger sense of responsibility for people.
I know that you've got a couple kids at home, and I know myself through my role as a safety rep and going through the experience of being injured on the job site, it really awakened my awareness of personal safety, not just on the job site. It affects me with how I treat my dog, how I treat my wife, just the general public. I'm sure this effect has kind of rippled into your own personal life with your kids and your wife as well.
Yeah, again, like I realize safety isn't about rules. It is about protecting someone's parents, child, or partner at work. And to sum it up, being a safety risk just doesn't make me better at managing risk. It made me more aware and more accountable and more human, right? So,
Right. Yeah, I
yeah.
think the CUSW kind of contributes a lot more than just a paycheck and a position. It makes us all better people in general, gives us a better way of life, makes us better people. So it's kind of a great opportunity for us to be part of this big machine we're all building here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we can continue on this conversation with health and safety reps, if someone is new to the field, or maybe they've been in the field for a long time, but they've never had an opportunity or thought about being a health and safety rep, what would you say to somebody who's thinking about taking on a new role like this?
I would say not to pass the opportunity to join. Being one of the reps for CUSW connects you with other passionate members who are just trying to make our workplace better.
Are there any personal traits or like when you see somebody at work, there's got to be some guys you work with and you're like, this guy should be a safety rep. Are there any qualities or traits that these people just instinctively have that naturally make them a good safety rep? Or maybe the people who don't have these natural traits to be a safety rep, are there things that people can work on to develop this skill?
The most important attribute is a genuine passion for people because this role is all about protecting and uplifting others. You need the ability to communicate clearly, listen deeply, and bring out the best in those around you.
With my work directly with you, side by side over the years, I really believe and I know you have these traits naturally. So um, you're like the perfect fit for this role. You really are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dímelo, dímelo.
What's been the most rewarding part with this role with you and your experience with CSW?
My circle has got bigger, and as well as my involvement with organizations outside our workplace. I've connected with the Workers' Health Safety Center, Homewood Services, the Canadian Center of Occupational Health and Safety, Ministry of Labor, Immigration's Training and Skills Development, organizations that have so much important information on their websites and people that bring awareness to the health and safety role.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. With my role with COSW, doing the podcasts and health and safety reps, representative positions that we've held, I agree with you. The connections, the relationships we've made along the way, it's truly a benefit to my personal life, my professional life, just my life in general. Are there any other skills that you've learned with this role as representative?
Yeah, so this role has made me well trained, full JHSC certification. I've got the mental health first aid. I've also done some of the CUSW trainings they provide us, such as the human rights rep. I've done the WSIB workshop. I've done the foresight being a workplace rep mentor. A lot of training and not me even touching what my employer has given me, but yeah, there's a lot you can gain from it.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of this whole system that we're involved in. These courses are available. We just have to take the time to take them. And There's a lot of people that don't even realize that within CUSW, if there's other courses that you want to learn about something that has to do with the industry that we're working in, you can take these courses and CUSW will provide a portion of that cost. And if you guys are interested, check it out. We'll show you how to get into it.
Yeah, you tell them, Danny boy. You tell them.
Yeah, that's what we're all about. We're here to tell people what's going on because there's so much going on with what we have going on here. You got to take advantage of it. We really do. Getting back into our conversation with health safety as a representative, let's say there's a new member who's in this position now. What advice would you give to somebody new in this role?
Again, so much tough questions, but just giving some thought here. If you're thinking about being a health and safety rep, remember that your role is about protecting people, not policing them. Learn your rights and responsibilities, get proper training, and build strong, respectful relationships with both staff and management. Listen carefully to concerns. Stay proactive in spotting hazards, and always base your actions on facts and solutions. Most importantly, be confident, collaborative, and committed to creating a safer workplace.
That sounds about perfect. Perfect answer I could ever think of for health, safety, and wellness rep. I like the fact that you said our role is not to police. We're not here to get people in trouble. We're not here to point fingers and say, hey, you did this wrong. We're here to prevent accidents. We're here to teach people on how to do things properly and safely with a dedicated plan. We need to plan and prepare. We need to prevent and protect. We need to do this before the accident happens, not after. And you're truly doing this and you're saving lives, Dave. You really are. We are.
We are, man. We are.
Definitely. Well, Dave, I really appreciate the time you've given us today. We always have great conversations. We're going to be working together. Some meetings coming up in the next little while. I can't wait to work hand in hand with you again. In closing, I'm just curious, is there anything you'd like to share with the members at home? Something personal? It doesn't have to be involved with the union. It could just be something as simple as drink more water and exercise. Is there anything you'd like to share with the people at home?
Oh man, for me it's family, right? I know we put our attentions a lot on work and schedules and all that, but always take the time to be there for your significant other, your kids, right? And friends and family in general, right? So that's one thing. I keep myself
In check.
in check, right?
I totally agree with that. It's just how the system works. You got to be careful. You got to be kind. And the whole reason why we go to work is for our families. So I loved that answer, how it's all about family, because that's why we're here, to make a better world for all of us. And we're doing that. So thanks for your contribution, Dave. And on behalf of everybody from the CUSW Spotlight podcast and the union itself, all of our members, we thank you for being on the show. And you truly strengthen our union.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Cool.
Well, everybody, if you have any questions, comments, concerns for us, maybe you want to be a guest on the show, maybe you have some suggestions, we want to hear from you. Please refer to the show information at the end, and you can contact David, you can contact myself. And please remember, like, share, comment, give us your opinion. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you again on the next episode of the CUSW Spotlight Podcast. Thank you. Thanks, David. Take care, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you for shining bright in the CUSW Spotlight. Let's get inspired and shine a spotlight on the CUSW